today's Thursday. Welcome to Euro Pocket News, where we will meet not only the inventors of the European Youth Media Days, but also young media creators. So let's go. When flicking through El País, Spain's most read and prestigious paper, sometimes it's difficult to come across decent news items about Europe. And I don't mean the EU, but Europe itself. Here, for example, there's just one mini editorial on Brazil and the EU's meeting in Portugal. Would Spanish readers not like to read a bit more about Russia, for example? And how it now wants to base new missile forces in Kaliningrad, close to Poland and Lithuania? Or about Europe's biggest train companies that teamed up this week to create a single Euro train fare? Or France's plans to pump up their government institutions, modernise universities, and build 500,000 new homes a year? The thing is, there is no real European media, and if so, it tends to be full of just European Union news and is only available in Brussels, like the European Voice that I picked up there last week. Well, the organisers of this year's Youth Media Days, although stem from Germany, want to read about Belarus, Tallinn and Cyprus in their national broadband. With all the languages we speak now and the travelling, most of us have lived in more than one country, so we're no longer just affected by what happens in our hometown. Creating a pan-European media? Do you think it's possible? Let's meet the guys who think it is, and the creators and founders of this year's Youth Media Days.
We wanted to do something about European media on a European level, and we were both experienced from media and communication projects in Germany. Last year we did not a similar congress, but German Youth Media Days in the Bundestag in Berlin, so we had this parliament atmosphere for one time already. And yeah, there this idea came up.
The idea is to create something with European media, but there is no European media, so it's kind of funny. You have only national correspondents here, so you're walking around and you're looking for editorial offices or people who can support you. And actually there is kind of nobody in, generally. But then, of course, you meet nice people who are interested in the project themselves. And
see, it's fascinating because you see a group of people from Northeast, Southwest Europe, and they sit together at the table and they have to produce something together. So they just they manage, and I think it's a very good experience to get out of your comfort zone and try something new.
And we had more than 50 people across Europe contributing to that, making all the public relations, building up a wide network of young journalists in all the countries. That actually was Christoph's job, so I mean telling that. So
yeah.
Do you want to say something about organizational things?
Yeah, basically we are the one working here, but there is a big team in all over Europe. And we are the one who started with it, but then we asked people to help us, and there were a lot, like you see. Now it's a team of 62 persons.
That we don't have to organize too much, we just give the facilities and they are just using them. So that's my hope, and of course we're trying to do European Youth Media Days again, and European Youth Press, the organizer, has lots of projects where young journalists can take part in.
Actually, we hope to show people how to produce European media in the future. We brought all those people together and gave them the space and the surrounding to think about how European media will look like in, let's say, 10, 20, 50, 100 years. You never know.
I think it's a completely unique model because it's an experiment. You have in one workshop that produces a TV show, for example, you have 12 people from 10 different countries. Tell me one professional media that has an international editorial team like this. So maybe it doesn't work out, we'll see tonight, so we should not be arrogant and say, hey, we are creating the future European media yet, but tonight we'll see whether we can have some glimpse on future European media, maybe.
Create Media, Shape Europe was the objective of the first ever Youth Media Days in Europe. Shaping Europe, that's to be decided, but media was certainly created with 22 workshops, and we went to visit them. Hey Miriam, what are you doing?
Hey, hi. This is one of the groups of our workshop, the one we are organizing, and they have been filming for our report, and now they are editing, which is the hardest part. But I think they are doing very well. You will see the final report.
We've got television workshops that take place in the television studios of the Parliament, downstairs in the cellar. We've got print workshops. They're going to produce their own magazines and newspapers in the course of the 2 days. We've got 5 online workshops, which are going to produce either websites or web television programs or podcasts. We have radio. They're going to have a music program and some cultural programs. And we also have, what was the last one? Photography.
So this is a radio workshop and it is called Lost in Translation. It is about interpreters, their work and their role here at the European institutions. And yeah, we're just a group of, I think, 12 people altogether. And we were divided into smaller groups. And we try to interview different people, those who are responsible for the interpreters themselves, and also members of the European Parliament, to get their impressions on interpretation and the importance of interpretation here at the European institutions.
Coffee. So first of all, I'd like to ask you, what do you think? Is it too easy to get personal information?
Too easy is perhaps not exactly what.
Well, I've been trying not to be too bossy and just help with a bit of guidance, because I do present a programme about European politics every week from Brussels. So I've just been sort of sharing some of my kind of impressions about how it might be good to do it in terms of presenting and organising it. But I mean, I think they've been doing really well actually. And in fact, just watching the editing just now, I've got a few ideas of something I might do next week. So that was, it's always a two-way process.
Aujourd'hui, je me suis occupé de plusieurs enregistrements et montages pour, à mon avis, 25 ou 30 personnes qui ont enregistré des petites séquences. C'était très fun, c'était très chouette, c'était beaucoup de motivation, beaucoup d'énergie et beaucoup de jeunesse. Voilà.
Great meeting of all people from all over Europe. It's just great to see people who are really like in media, and everyone is like writing articles and making pictures and all that stuff. And you feel like one group, so it's not, you're not divided. We have one language, and you're just here together for one thing, and that's what I really like here.
European media has been created through a mixture of languages, cultures, nationalities and identities. The 227 participants of the Youth Media Days all produced results. And if you don't believe me, check out Café Babel, Orange, Indigo, Eurononth, or even the EYMD website. The Media Days has shown it's possible that media makers from all the 27 corners of Europe can produce quality media, and I'm sure will continue to do so. But are big businessmen like money-making Berlusconi in agreement? With that, I'm off, and I'll see you tomorrow in Euro Pocket News. Bye!